Hi everybody, welcome back to my garden. My name's Nicholas, and today we have something I've never done on this channel before, and that is like woodworking, but I'm not like making a structure or anything. I'm just making this wooden Christmas tree thing that I made last year. Well, I made a bunch for family and friends, and I kept one for myself, but I think I want a trio. So I need to make two more. So let me show you the one that I made, and then I'm going to have to try to remember how I made it last year. So I might need to make one before explaining it to you so I can understand what I did, and then I'll be able to explain it better after that with measurements and everything like that. So let me just show you real quick what it looks like. All right, there it is. So it's honestly just 2x4s. And then fence, what are they called? Not panels, but maybe, I don't know. But they're like 1x6s, I believe. Now the snowflake I did not make. That, I mean, I'm sure I could, but it's a little bit more intricate than I'm feeling like being and doing right now. So I'll probably find something to put on the new ones that I make. But I want like, you know, one on this side and one on that side. But I want different sizes. So yeah, so we're going to be working in the pole barn. It's not the usual sites, you know, it's not the garden, but I think you guys will really like this. And I actually have surprised myself because I really didn't think that this would be something that I'd be interested in, like woodworking and stuff like that. But I've actually really enjoyed it, and I've made some stuff that I'm quite proud of. These being one of them. So let's get set up and get going. Here they are on the ground. So what I really did was just, I took one level or one wood piece off of each tree. So this one over here is 7 planks, and then I did 6 and then 5. And then what I found to be the easiest was I would cut my bottom piece of the board to length. So I would choose a length. And then I would just use like a 45-degree angle ruler. And then I would mark that. So I'll show you real quick what I mean by that. So say I wanted this to be 14 inches. I would mark 14. And then I would use this angle measurement right on the mark, and then I would mark out what I want. And then the other side, hold on, it's always confusing. There we go. I would do the same. And then that would be the piece that you would cut. You just have to make sure that when you get to your top piece, it obviously points and it's not flat. So it takes some math to do that depending on like how big you want. So I can give you a diagram of how I did the biggest one with the measurements, and then if you want to change your size, you can just scale it and change it how you want it. So the next thing we have to do is cut the 2x4 to the length that we want it. And then we also have to create a base. So you would just have like your upright piece that you would, nail all your tree pieces to, and then you would create a base. I liked this. There's another one you can do where you like put a board this way and then a board that way, and then it kind of like does like a X. But I kind of liked this better, so I created my own little way of doing it. Okay, there is the base. And it's pretty, it doesn't rock. So, I mean, it obviously does when I tip it like that, but it's very firm, very firm. I wanted to give more of an explanation on this part than what I did in the recording of this video. What I'm doing here is I'm marking the center of the 2x4 so that when I go to put the
wood planks on there, they will be in the middle of the board, and they will also be even. That's why I'm using a leveler right now so that they're straight. And then when I get to the plank portion, I lay them all down on the 2x4, and then I use a tape measure and measure each board just to make sure that they're perfectly centered, because I didn't want it to look off kilter at all. And I think that they are pretty straight. I'm not really into measuring all that much, so I'm actually surprised that these trees came out as good as they did, because I would rather do things by eye.
And then I'll have one that's in between those heights. So I'm going to finish that last one really quick, and then I'm probably going to like stain and paint tomorrow, but you guys will see it in this video. Um, and it'll give me time to like do measurements and all that stuff and make sure you guys know exactly how to make one and the measurements you need to do it. They are all made. The last one I made, this one, I did intend it to be a tiny bit shorter, but I'm definitely not taking it apart. So it's just going to be what it's going to be. So I just wanted to tell you, I used 2.5-inch nails or screws to screw the 2x4s together. And then I used these 18 gauge 1 3/4 inch nails for the nail gun. And I will link all of the stuff that I used in the video description. So I am going to call it a night, and I'll see you guys back here in just a minute. It is day 2 of creating these wooden trees, and I'm very excited because we have the easy task of just staining and painting them. So easy peasy. I did have some time to think about how I wanted to adequately show you how you could recreate one of these yourselves. So I think I'm going to make like a template, but it's going to be pretty informal. I'm just going to take probably a photo of each of them and then put the measurements for all of your cuts so that you could create them. And then if you wanted to make one bigger or smaller, then you would know what you need to do to scale it correctly. I originally think that I wanted to like stain the actual tree portion and do like a wooden version, but I'm afraid because my house is very brown that it's just going to get washed away. So I think what I'm actually going to do is paint them white, so because I want the two to match that I'm creating today. So let me show you the products that I have to do that. We obviously have stain for the trunks, and then we have brushes as well. But if you wanted to recreate the tree that I did last year, this is the paint that I used. Now it's not an outdoor paint, which is why I also have this, because I just put this over top of the tree once it was finished, and then it's rated for outdoors. This is some leftover white paint that I had from whitewashing the fireplace in the house, so I'm just going to use that for the trees. And then if it's too stark white, then I have this antique wax to age it a little bit. After all of that is done, there's still one more thing that the trees will need, at least my trees will need. I want to put something on them, and like I said, I want them to match. So I need to have two things that are the same. And the snowflake on the green tree is kind of like my focal point. So the outer two trees, I kind of want them to just like be there but not like scream at you. So I think I want to get some wreaths to put on the front. Now I don't have them on my person right now, so I will have to go get them. So there is the possibility that this might be a third day type of um, craft, but that won't make any difference to you because it'll be the same video. So don't fret. But I need to get going because, as you know, days are short and time is money. Last year, I believe I stained and painted the boards before I nailed and screwed them together. So you could do it either way. I don't think it really matters. Well, the time has come to stand them up and hopefully like what I've done. I think that they're going to look really good, but I will say this. The trick, if you're going to distress them, is to make sure you have boards that are not like smooth and clean. I like the really rough ones because then some parts of the wood takes like more paint and then other parts, like repels it. So there's a good distressing pattern. And honestly, sometimes distressing stuff is kind of like freeing because you just slather it on there and hope for the best, and usually it's fine. So let me stand these up, and I want to put them next to the green one to see if I have like a similar look as far as like paint coverage and stuff. I think they look great. I'm really pleased. Um, these boards that I used for this tree were older than these boards, so they have more of like a rich wood color. That's why the color behind kind of shows more. I actually prefer this tree over that tree, but I think they both look fine how they are. And I think it's going to look good once I get wreaths to go on them. So for now, I will see you in a minute once these dry and I've gotten the wreaths to go on there. So let's hope for the best. Let's hope I can find what I really want. Um, it should be pretty easy, but we'll see. I got the wreaths, so all that's left to do is to put a little nail into the wood to hang the wreath, and then they're done. I'm really happy with the wreaths that I got. I think they're gonna like make it look the way I want it to look. So let me show you those real quick, and then we'll put them on the trees. And I haven't exactly found the spot for them yet because I haven't decorated the outside for Christmas, but that's coming very soon. So we might just find a cute spot so that they look good for now and then find their permanent place once we decorate for Christmas. Aren't those just the cutest? I am very happy with them. Oh, and look at our friend. She's coming. Hey, Cole. Come here. Yep, you're a sweet girl, aren't you? Thank you for the licks. That's really kind of you. You're so cute. You're so cute. But like I said before, I will take a picture of each of these and I will write the dimensions for them in case you want to recreate them yourself. I actually think I'm going to store them just for now until I find a place for them once I put the Christmas stuff outside, which will be very soon. So thank you for following along. This has been a several day project, but it was worth it and I'm very happy with them. And honestly, once you make the first one, they're pretty easy as long as you're comfortable using like a saw. And yeah, I hope you guys get to make some. If you do, send me pictures. I'd be very happy to see what you come up with. So I will see you guys very soon. Keep learning and keep growing.